The constitution promulgated in 2010 has now lived a life of 8 years. But as the country grapples to ensure its full realization, efforts are being made to ensure some of its contents are altered. Experts argue that indeed amendments are necessary to correct weaknesses and also adapt to changes that come with time. But amending the constitution is an expensive, long-drawn process which the IEBC says will cost not less than 12 billion shillings. It is also intricate and entails various steps depending on the route proponents decide to follow, parliamentary or the popular initiative.
Parliamentary process, parliamentary initiative, which I think is what we are looking towards, because we have a lot of political consensus being built from both sides of the political divide. It's a three-step process. One, any member may introduce that bill, in Parliament. Then the House, both houses, the National Assembly and the Senate must pass that bill by at least 2/3 majority. And then, before it is passed, of course, it has to be subjected to public participation. And then it is passed, and then now IEBC will then conduct the referendum. The referendum now will give the people opportunity to have the last word before the president can then assign that bill into law. Matters that will force a referendum in this case include amendments that touch on the supremacy of the constitution, the territory of Kenya, the sovereignty of the people, the national values and principles of governance, the Bill of Rights, the term of office of the president, the independence of the judiciary and the commissions and independent offices to which Chapter 15 applies, the functions of parliament and the objects, principles and structure of devolved government. The popular initiative requires the citizens, voters, to collect at least 1 million signatures. Present these signatures to IEBC for verification. IEBC will then present that bill to all the county assemblies. At least half of the county assemblies must approve that bill. Then it comes to Parliament. Parliament will just do the mere technical approval of just simple majority. And then we'll have to go back, to the referendum. So popular initiative is easier to pass in Parliament because of a simple majority, but it's more difficult to bring it that level where Parliament has to pass it by a simple majority because of the expense involved. The promoters of that bill are not cushioned from the cost of collecting signatures. You have to bear that cost yourself. Do they have the money, their political actors? Do they have the assurance that county assemblies, at least half of the county assemblies, will vote to approve this bill?
The clamor to change the 2010 constitution appears to be gaining momentum, with more players joining the conversation each passing day. And now it seems it's no longer the question of if, but when that will happen. Proponents of a referendum argue that the country is overrepresented, presenting the government with a wage burden, and hence they want the number of counties reduced from the current 47 and position of women representatives done away with and constituencies chopped from the current 290. The referendum promoters also want the constitution amended to create the position of an executive prime minister. Enoch Sikolia, Citizen TV, Nairobi.